at YouTube, it is the Rabbi Locker channel. Now, we're hopefully going to do this every week. It's short, 20 minutes. We're going to have fun. You guys can feel free to ask any questions you want, questions about Judaism, questions about me, questions about life in general, give shout outs, talk to your friends, do whatever you want. We're going to make it fun as we can. To answer Ashley's first question, Ashley, all the way from Tarzana, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, wants to know if you get points. So as you might know, every single event that I do, whether it's a Nagila event or a junior NCSY event, you get points into a raffle for an iPad plus other things. And the answer is absolutely, Ashley. If you come every time and you participate with this event, you do get points. Normally, an Agilat is worth 10 points. Participating in the Locker Live is worth 5 points. It doesn't mean popping in and out, but if you're here and you participate, you talk, you ask questions, then absolutely you do. Hey, Tiffany, welcome. Okay, so here we go. We're on Locker Live. I have some interesting stories, some news, maybe some jokes. But first, I want to make sure that you guys all know that you can ask any question you want. And I'm hoping that at some point over the course of this conversation, you guys will have some selfie Torah or some Rabbi questions. Now, you can ask questions by typing on Instagram. You can ask questions by typing it on the YouTube channel in the comments. Or you can ask questions by texting me as well on my phone. I still have the phone here. So it's complicated. We got a lot of stuff going on. So yes, Tiffany, your mom did text me. And right up along those lines, Tiffany's talking about Camp Nagila West. So Camp Nagila West coming up. People are registering now for camp, and it's going to be really exciting summer. Maybe a little bit later, we will talk about the plan for Camp Nagila West, the schedule of the road trip. But registration is open, and it's interesting to know that anyone who's interested in coming to Camp Nagila West, now is a really good time to sign up because, aside from the time, that's a great time anyway. But there's some scholarships. There's some scholarships that are happening, but those scholarships require to be signed up before April 15th, which is coming up really soon. It's in like 11 days. So that's really awesome. You see the Harlem Wizards hat? That awesome Harlem Wizards game. Give a shout out if you were at the Harlem Wizards game. Mention it, and that's there. So, Tiffany, you're online here. So, what's going on? How you doing? What's new in your life? Give a shout out there. In the meantime, I'll give you some. I'll tell you a story. Here is the story. And Chaya wants to come into the room. So, all right. Here's the story. This is an interesting news article that I read on Reuters. Really, really, really interesting. So there's a strange lawsuit going on. This lawsuit is to a restaurant. Okay, you've all been to restaurants. Everyone goes to restaurants, eat out. You go here, you go there. Personally, I only go to a kosher restaurant. So I know what I'm getting is kosher under kosher supervision. But if you don't know exactly what's going into your food, it can be a little bit confusing. So here's what happened in this really interesting scenario. Again, once again, I'm reminding everyone who's on both YouTube and Instagram that you can go ahead and you can text in any questions to my phone or put in the comments on YouTube or comment here on the Instagram Live. So here we are. So this story takes place recently at a TGI Friday. Which obviously is a restaurant some of you may have been to. And this TGI Friday, apparently, there's this lawsuit going on, a major lawsuit, because of the potato skins. Okay, I never tried them. I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're terrible. But potato skins, again, remind you can keep texting questions or information in, and I'll get to them when I get to them. So here's a story, TGI Friday. This is an article from Reuters.com. You know, you can call it French fries, even if they're not French. But potato skins apparently have to be made of potatoes. And they were selling these potato skins that were not made of potato skins. Isn't that crazy, Tiffany? Isn't that crazy? You're selling potato skins, but they weren't made of potato skins. What were they made of? Potato flakes and potato starch. So they're potato with flavor, but they're kind of like Pringles. Like Pringles aren't actually potato chips. They're just like stuff smushed together to look like potato chips. So TGI Friday was selling this item and calling it potato skins when they weren't actually made of potato skins. What's the big deal? You might ask. I don't know. What's the big deal? Well, apparently, people were buying it because they thought it was a healthier choice. It's actual potato skins. Potatoes are vegetables. Potatoes are great. So people were buying these potato skins and eating them. Turns out they weren't actually made of potato, which is a little bit disturbing. They have all kinds of flavors. They got potato bacon, cheddar, sour cream, and onion. Ooh, okay. But people were buying them specifically because they thought there was actual potato in them, and there was not. But they get sued now for a serious amount of money. I don't see how much it was, but it's a lawsuit. But the person who's suing them paid, get this, $1.99 for potato skins. And now suing them for like, I don't even know how much money. Definitely more than $1.99, millions of dollars, perhaps. So I don't know. You guys have any thoughts on this? I have some thoughts, but I'd like to hear from you. What's interesting about this potato skin story? Does it mean anything? Do you think it's an appropriate lawsuit? Do you think it's this kind of thing that is okay to sue for this? Do you think it's okay for them to have sold potato skins that were made of potato pieces but weren't actually potato skins? So what do you guys think? Open to anyone who is who's listening to join in and give me some answers on that. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for that, a couple of pieces of news. Tiffany points out Yoey had her wedding. Yes, I do want to give a big mazel tov to Nagila staff member Yoey Sternberg, who is no longer Yoey Sternberg. She got married, and it's wonderful news. She was our driver and assistant last year. Great, great person. So we're really happy for her. Now, what other information do we want to know? Let's see. Let me type in here on YouTube. Type questions here. Hello, Jake. Welcome. All right. Awesome. So we were just telling a story, doing some news, but say something, give a shout out, ask a question, any Stump the Rabbi questions, anything else, we're happy to answer, to discuss. And Jake, I'm trying to figure out, who are you? I know a few Jakes. Which one are you? Give me some answers, man. Which Jake are you? Ooh, Jake. How's Florida, man? Good stuff? All right. Anyway, so this weekend is Shabbaton, but it's not Nagila Shabbaton. It's an NCSY Shabbaton. It's the big NCSY regional Shabbaton. Oh, you are still there. So, Jake, you're in Florida. So, tell me something exciting. Tell me how Florida's doing. Tell me something about your life. Tell me something that this is an interactive live broadcast. We're going to do it every week. So, I hope you guys join every week Thursday. So, Jake, tell me something good. In the meantime, I'm going to see some of your old buddies because you used to be part of NCSY here in Vegas back when you lived here. And now this week is the big regional Shabbaton. It's going to be in Hotel Mesquite. Jake, were you ever at a regional Shabbaton for NCSY? I'm not sure if you were or not, but is a really cool event. Going to a sports ranch in Mesquite and spending the weekend there and have some cool stuff going on. Glad to hear everything's good. Fantastic. Everything's good with me too. Is your mom all right? Everyone all right there? Anyway, so once again, if there was any questions, Stump the Rabbi questions or any other questions, now is the time. You can go ahead and ask it and stuff. Well, someone asked me a couple interesting questions. So let me go here for a moment and let's talk about this. You know, this week we're starting a new month, a new Jewish month. Right? We started April. It's April now, but next week is going to be a different Jewish month. Right? Do you know that every Jewish month goes by a different calendar? And we're not going to go through the entire calendar now, but it's a whole different system. Jewish calendar and the Gregorian calendar, totally different. We are starting the Jewish, kind of the new year in a way, this week with the month of Nisan. Nisan spelled like the car company, Nissan. And you might ask, hold on a second, what are you talking about? New month, new year? Is Rosh Hashanah the new year? How is Rosh Hashanah the new year? And Nisan also the new year. Hey, Noam, welcome. Thanks for joining. Noam, are you going to be on regionals? Are you going to the San Diego group? Regionals, yes or no, Noam? No? All right. I'm actually going this year. My first time going to NCSY regionals and pretty pumped. But also I'll be there. I'll see the San Diego crowd there. Or hopefully I'll be in San Diego soon. All right, Jake, thanks for joining. Noam, what's up? Tell me something good, man. Anyway, so we are discussing a question. Tiffany can discuss now. Also, I should have told you, huh? Sorry, what, you would have come? That's nice to know. Oh well, I didn't know until last week that I was going. So we're discussing a question. Maybe you guys can think of this question. Oh, someone just asked me a great question. Lebanon James asked me, is it true that you cannot be buried in a Jewish cemetery if you have a tattoo? It's a great question. Let's discuss it right now. Awesome. I'm glad you're asking. So there is a myth out there that some people say that because the Torah says not to get a tattoo, that a person who has a tattoo cannot be buried in a Jewish cemetery. I will tell you, myth busted. It's not true. Completely not true. Hello, how are you? All right. So it's totally false. You know, one thing that I can tell you for sure about being Jewish is that people do a lot of things. People do good things. People do things they shouldn't do. People make a lot of choices. We don't disown people and kick them out of the Jewish people because they made a choice we don't like. It's not what happens. So if someone doesn't follow any of the rules of the Torah, including having a tattoo, that is absolutely not a reason to not bury them in a Jewish cemetery. We bury them with all the respect and all the dignity that every Jew gets, with a few exceptions that where Jews completely, leave the religion completely and convert to other religions, perhaps. But absolutely, a Jew with a tattoo does get buried in a Jewish cemetery. I don't know if Lebanon James can hear this because you went off, but I guess you can watch the recording and you'll see the answer. So Tiffany has a great question. Thanks for asking questions, guys. So Tiffany's question is, oh, you do hear me. It's weird. YouTube is telling me you're not on, but awesome. Glad you are. Do I know you, by the way? Awesome. If I do, awesome. If I don't, if I do know you and you're a member of Nagila or NCSY, I can give you points for events. Let me know. Tiffany wants to know, why is it that you have to shut the lights for Shabbos? Now, I want to clarify something. You don't have to shut the lights for Shabbos, right? I mean, it's interesting. There was actually a group of people who lived hundreds of years ago, and during times of the Talmud even, and these people believed that you had to sit in the dark all Shabbat and you had to shut the lights for Shabbos. That was a misconception. They thought that since the Torah says not to burn fire on Shabbat, that you couldn't even have lights in their house. Well, that's incorrect. In fact, what do we do right before Shabbat starts, Tiffany? What's the first thing a Jewish woman does right before Shabbat starts? What do we do in camp right before Shabbat starts? I'll give you a few seconds here. We light candles. Welcome. We light candles. So we light candles. We like having light for Shabbat. We like having excitement and happiness and joy. We turn lots of lights on. In fact, in my house, lights stay on the whole time. Oh, sing. Yeah, Tiffany, right. We do sing. But we like candles, right? Because it's very, very important to bring light in on Shabbat. So what I think you mean, Tiffany, is that we lights that we want to stay off, we keep off from before Shabbat. Lights that we want to turn on, and we keep on from before Shabbat. We try not, people keep Shabbat, don't turn lights on and off on Shabbat. And that is, yes, Stephanie, we do say lots and lots. But the reason we don't turn lights on and off on Shabbat is because it's creating fire, essentially, or extinguishing fire. A light is a thing. You can't really see it here. There's no filaments. All right. It's a thing that if you turn it on, you are creating heat and fire, heat and warmth. That basically is fire. So turning it on or off on Shabbat is what the Torah says people keep Shabbat don't do. So that's why we don't turn lights on or off on Shabbat. But once we do put lights on before Shabbat, and we keep them on for the duration. Noah, I miss you too. I'm glad you're here. Questions, comments, all the stuff is good. You can give shout outs to your friends. I also want you guys to give me suggestions because I want to do this every week. And I'm excited about it. It's very short. It's going to be a 20-minute session. We have less than 4 minutes left. And ideas from you will make this a better, more interactive. Do you want jokes? Do you want games? Do you want contests? What kind of things do we want to do on Locker Live to make it a bigger, more exciting, better program? So hopefully we'll get some of that. Again, information in case you were wondering about it. Noah, you're the man. Love it, Noah. So, hey, Nadav, welcome. It's been a while. All right, the crew is coming in here. So I'm glad you guys are joining. There's only a few minutes left here, but fantastic. Okay, so we'll do one more question. This is from online. Again, whoever you are, Lebanon James, if I do know who you are, please let me know so I can know who you are, but you're welcome even if you don't. So here's a question brought in on the text in YouTube, and we'll discuss it here on both. Again, we're streaming live on the Rabbi Locker channel on YouTube and on Instagram. And maybe I will leave this one with you guys as a question. I'm going to be doing this every Thursday at 7. Also, every Friday, we upload a selfie Torah video. It's a 2 to 3 minute selfie Torah video. We also have the printouts of the Nagila Shabbos Nagila Weekly. I'll show you what it looks like. It's kind of cool, guys. I think you should look at it. I put it in the email. I usually put it on Facebook as well. But it's this thing coming up right here. It looks like this, but it's a printout. Right, you've probably seen that. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. It's got Torah, it's got jokes and pictures, it's got information, and sometimes it even has a cartoon. I like this cartoon this week, but you'll have to download it and see it to do it. So, Cam Nagila, we're going to talk about plenty, but I just want to ask the question that Lebanon James is asking here. So he says, sometimes people get their baby to have a bris in a hospital. Can he still have a bris? This is a really fascinating question, very practical. As you all know, Jews give their baby boys a bris or circumcision at 8 days old. But if you go have a baby in a hospital, many hospitals will offer you for the doctor to circumcise the baby when the baby's a day or two old. It's very common. And a lot of people will do that. So the question is, if that happens and the baby gets circumcised in the hospital, which is not really a bris, now what do? Can you get a bris? Can you not get a bris? I want you guys to comment in on here. I want you guys to give me your answers. And then hopefully next week we can get back and discuss it. But Camp Nagila West road trip, Reno, Lake Tahoe, San Diego, surfing, San Francisco, Golden Gate Bridge, Yosemite, climbing down mines. Now is definitely the time to sign up for camp. We are running out of time. We have only 30 seconds left. I'm going to sign off shortly. If there's any comments on the James question, you can try to comment it in now. Otherwise, you can message me during the week. I can add it to this, Stump the Rabbi. And Noah, that is a really great question as well. So we'll make a list of the questions next week at 7. Right back here, Locker Live on Instagram and on YouTube. Feel free to text or Instagram or Snapchat, or not Snapchat, or WhatsApp or Facebook me questions or email whenever you want. And that is it for today. So, as we sign off, how often do you, Nagila? Dav knows the answer to this one. Noam knows the answer to this one. All day, every day. No, you're the best. Have a great night. And there we go.